What's going on, everybody? Stock Jock here, up just over $1,500 in the first hour of trading today. I gave a little bit back. I'm currently sitting at around $1,100, and I think I'll be done for the day with that. But let's get not too many trades this morning, but we'll get right into them. So my first trade, and we're gonna go over a couple of them. They all happened around the same time. I got some Roku calls that I bought for a long position. Then this DLTR was a news play that I just played in the middle of my Roku play, and then I have my exit here. Where is it? Up here on the Roku call. So this first one was pretty easy. This was when Roku big downgrade down to like 100 or 120 bucks. I can't even remember what the price target was. I think it was Bank of America. The thing goes from 160 to 130 basically in a day. Then the very next day, someone else upgrades them to $200, right? So now we're in this uptrend, and it's more importantly, we're in this gap fill here as well. And yesterday it closed near the highs. So I was looking to play Roku for continuation. I needed an entry. It was gapping up $2 pre-market. Here's yesterday's close. After hours, you can kind of see we closed here and just went sideways. Gapped up. I was just looking for a quick drop down to this support level and just to go long. So out of the gates, Roku dropped pretty hard, and I was thinking, okay, the bounce area is probably going to be 150. Break 150, shorts will probably cover, longs will probably go long. And that's exactly what kind of happened. So quickly broke it, popped right back up. As it was breaking, I just bought 20 contracts at 210. I got the 150 250s. I went kind of out of the money a bit because if I'm wrong and this thing just continues flushing, I won't get hurt as bad as if maybe I took the 150s. That was my rationale there. So I go long. It does bounce. So this is what I'm looking at. Let me zoom in a little bit better here. This is all pre-market. Okay, so break the 150, I go long. The next candle opens up and we got the red to green move. So what I call the red to green move is a dip out of the gates and then the first candle over candle that happens, which is right here. And typically I want to see it on a red to green move go up as fast as it came down, and it didn't do that once we got the red to green. It didn't do that. So I got a little nervous and I sold, let's see, at the VWAP here, I thought maybe it'd go VWAP. I sold half at 235 for about $250 win. And another thing I saw is decreasing volume as it's going up. So this is just, it was spelling out for me. It just going to be a VWAP rejection and go down. So I sold half, and I was going to go stop loss break even on the rest in case we curled back down. So took a little profit. We did eventually break through and go high a day. Now, the pre-market high was right up here, and that's where this hit. Okay, this pre-market high acted as resistance, so we have a little bit of a double top here, which doesn't worry me too much. I kind of expected it to hit this and pull back. It made a pretty big run. It needed to pull back. This would be a normal spot for it to do that, and a normal spot for longs that wanted to get in for this high day break or this pre-market break would be a buy of the VWAP and then a buy the VWAP and then look for the move back up. So I bought back, let's see, at 942, which is right here. I bought the VWAP, basically, is what I was doing. Bought those same calls from before at 211 this time, so my average is back to about 211. And just kind of waited. Oops, going a little far here. We get a little bounce here, but again, weak volume as it's going up. So I do get a little nervous on that play that maybe it just doesn't have the gusto to break higher. And you can kind of see that the Bollinger Band here is kind of flatlining. It's kind of providing a ceiling right at that level. And the bottom's way down here. So I'm watching it. I start selling, let's see, 946. Let's move down a little bit. Right in here. Okay, so I sold half, actually I sold it all right in here. So once we got that candle over candle and I didn't get that continuation move, so we have the pop, pullback, candle over candle, and now we're starting to just curl this way, right? It's kind of running out of steam. It's not really giving me that stair step move that I'm looking for. Uh, I got to be cautious here because we could just easily go through this VWAP and break down like was what we did. So I'm watching it in this level, and I just told myself I'll stop out on a candle under candle, I think is what I was looking for. We did get that candle under candle. I stop out. Um, oh, I see what I did. I bought a different call. That's what it is. So on this call, I made about $40, and on the other one, I made about 1,000. So my original entry was 210, and I made about 1,000 there. So again, I wasn't hurting on this trade at all, but this it gave me a setup, or it gave me a warning signal, a shot across the bow basically. And what it ended up doing, you could draw it this way too. So, oh my gosh, what in the world? E-Trace charts are complete garbage, by the way. So we ended up having this little wedge here form. Let me try to do this again without E-Trade screwing. Oh my gosh, it's such garbage. Okay, so we had a little wedge here, and it when we went candle under candle, I thought, okay, maybe the VWAP holds up again. But at that point, my initial trade idea didn't work, so getting out made sense here. And then I just told myself, okay, I'll play this wedge that's created. We got two hot, we got 2 points of resistance. We got, a support level. You can almost do it like this if you wanted to, being the VWAP, being support. It doesn't have to be these candlesticks at this point. But I was just going to play this wedge, and I thought it actually was going to break through here. I think I actually went long again. Yeah, I did end up going long. This one was a fat finger. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay, so I'm hovering here for a buy. I had my finger on the buy button. If you kind of look over, you can't see it over here. Oh yeah, you can. So I had my finger on the buy button for the contracts, and I accidentally click it. And as soon as I accidentally click it, uh, we get a rejection here, and it starts breaking down through this wedge, confirming the double top and moving back down. And it was a pretty big loser, as you can see. It got in at 216, out at 188 on 20 contracts. So yeah, it took me, it took a good chunk out of the profits that I had made. I was still green, but this was a fat finger play. I had two fat finger plays today. This one did not work out for me. The other one absolutely did work out for me. We'll get to that one later.
So I'll keep an order on SES ready to go for the break of 7. I'll put it at 695 for now. I'm long SES here for the break of 7.
Factory orders for
710.
October plus 0.3%.
Up here.
Expected at 10:30 natural gas storage, a draw of 22 BCF expected.
There's 713. So let's see how much higher it goes. I sold on the ash.
Took a starter on Roku. It's filled the gap
BB,
straight down. So I'm
January
seeing if we get a pop back up here.
That's bravo, bravo.
715 to add back.
I bought the
Currently
150,
at
250 calls at
5.74
210.
On SES.
BlackBerry BB.
It's whipping around so much.
Still half at 235 from
the spreads are opening
209.
up.
I don't want to be in for a candle under candle. And if it looks like I'll do that, I will get out and look to re-add around 150. So in the middle of my Roku trade, DLTR gets a news. This is just a simple news play here. I can't even remember who it was, but Benzinger's reporting that someone is potentially taking a stake in Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree didn't have a bad ER minus the fact that they guided down because of trade tariffs. So boom, got wrecked, right? So this is a stock that's very sensitive to the China trade war. If it looks like the China trade war is going to go positive and end at any point, this is a stock that I'll probably go long on, to be honest. They cut guidance, and you have to imagine that they probably have a lot of product coming from China. If any of that product is receiving tariffs, you know, it's going to hurt their bottom line, no doubt. But anyway, the news was that someone took, I can't remember who, took rumored to take a stake in Dollar Tree, and excuse me, and that caused a spike in the price. I went long when I heard it. Let's see, at 9:36, it was right here as when the news came out, and it didn't kind of rip like I thought it would. And I've been watching this one for a while because I was waiting for an entry on this thing because this is a pretty drastic. I think it was over 30% drop, maybe 25%. That it needed to bounce. It was worthy of a bounce. And surprise, surprise, it comes on a day where it's curling, right, on the daily chart. Anyway, I go long. I get in at 90.03, so right here is when I get in. It pops up and kind of just stalls. It doesn't end up like ripping. So I took my 30-cent win on it for $300 on 1,000 shares. And you can kind of see that it did just kind of grind much higher to 91.50 on that news before, selling all the way off, selling it, giving it all back down to the VWAP. So just a quick little news play and just a way I play news when it does hit.
So the high there was 320.
DLTR, Dollar Tree. Hearing Financial Times Deal Reporter says starboard value
It's lower price.
may be in Dollar Tree. That's DLTR. Again, Deal Reporter, Financial Times Deal Reporter says starboard value may be in Dollar Tree.
DLTR looks like a nice curl today. Keep an eye on that one.
I'm not going to have margin on it until it's over $4. So I can only take like 200 shares of it.
Roku ran it high today.
The high right now is 350. I'm long at 326.
Shares of Dollar
Tried to
Tree
do a quick
spiking
breakout
to
trade over
90.47.
350 on IMAC.
Now at 90.32 on that.
So I want to see it break over
Activist
350.
report.
There's 346.
Rumor. Again, those headlines now from Dow Jones.
IMAC, if I'd been able to get in closer to 3, might have been a nice winner, but I didn't get in until 328 or so. And then I got kind of a bad fill, stopping out at 281.
I'll out my calls on Roku.
There.
310.
I'll watch it. But
got a 5-minute play I'll watch, but it was looking a little heavy here.
Unless it breaks over $1.50
on the 1 minute.
I don't think I'm going to be interested
So
in it.
it's got a nice little resistance line now, and I'll just play that. Accidentally clicked buy. Didn't want to do that.
Pull back. All level is at 561.
Maybe it'll work out.
So CL XT can watch through this 1 minute pullback and see what it does. Floats a little higher, but it is bouncing off the lows. Put in a nice day 2 days ago. Not sure if it's going to hold these levels here, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the volume is too light on it. It's not hitting the scanner, so maybe just sit on the sidelines. It's coming back
Man,
down too much anyways.
Fat Finger bought that one, and man, that hurt. So this next trade, after my wonderful Fat Finger trade that lost me a lot of money, was HEPA. This was the one that, typically whenever a stock, especially these low floaters, get a massive run, they'll have these pullback periods, and I'll usually play the first day that we get a candle over candle after the pullback on the daily chart. So that happened today. You can kind of see, this is the high when I hover over it. This is pullback, 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 pullback. What I mean by pullback is there's no candle over candle until today, right? This candle didn't break this high. This candle didn't break this high. So these are all pullbacks. And then today we broke yesterday's high, which was 601. And if I was paying attention, the entry would have been a break of 601. I would have gotten in, around 601, maybe with some slippage, 605, whatever, and play a pop there. Let's see, when did that happen? 9:56 is okay. So this is kind of what I'm looking at here. I pull it up and I immediately click buy, thinking that we are just now getting candle over candle, and I hit buy. I think I got in, 619. The 56. Where are you at? So I got in right here at this candle. You'll see me. When I click the buy button, I go over here and I check what the high was of this candle, and it's 601. So I'm realizing that my entry should have been down here, earlier on today, or maybe even out of the gates looking for that break. And at the very fact this move is already played out the first time, I'm like, oh crap. So now I'm in a stock at a double top, and you'll see on the L2 when the L2 comes up, when you see the live video, there's 20,000 share seller at 620. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? So my only saving grace is if that wall at 620 breaks and we get a pop from there for continuation. So basically what's going on here is you've got this flat top with an ascending triangle. So that's kind of the setup. So my stop is, below this trend line, and my profit is over this. And luckily, I do get the break of 620, but it only goes 5 cents. And you'll see on the L2, was my key, is we got that break, and I think the L2 went to, the ask went to 625, and then it immediately started walking down to 624, 623, whatever, started coming down. It wasn't scared at all about this break. So when I saw that, I immediately sold. I made about 40 bucks on this trade total. And as soon as I sold, boom, you could see this huge everybody did the exact same thing I did. They sold because it didn't rip. 40,000 share volume, biggest volume spike of the day. Down, went all the way down to 613 here. But I'm out of it. And then later on, it reclaims this level and oops, shoots straight back up to this high. So this was another chat room playing it. They made the money on this one. I made 40 bucks. They probably made a lot more. But yeah, that was the setup. Again, kind of unlucky that I didn't play this properly. I'm going to blame it on the caffeine. At this point in the day, the caffeine had not kicked in. It's just one of those days. HEPA, daily candle over candle. give this one a shot. What is it? I'm all out. When I started seeing that ask walk down immediately after it broke, I
Yeah,
bailed.
Sage is a higher price
So
stock,
plus maybe
from
2 on the
56 up to
trade.
60.
So I had a fat finger play that didn't work for me, and now here's the fat finger play that did work for me. Again, this is what happens when you don't get caffeine in your system early. Bad things happen. In this case, good things, but anyway. BYND got some news that they're going to be selling at select Costco stores. Positive for the company, big spike, right? Comes back down, creates a trend line with this pop here, come down here, creates a trend line here with this drop. So we have a little bit of a wedge. What happens? Let's see, 10:03. So, all right. So what happens is I am trying to test if I have enough margin to buy this to the long side. So I'm over here, let's pull up BYND. I'm over here at BYND, and what I do is I'm trying to buy shares at this time. So I go shares, I put a limit order, I type in 74, because at the time the price was over 75. So I was going to put a buy, just like this, right? Let's go 60, all right, buy, and the order you can kind of see just hovers there because obviously I'm not going to get filled at 60 if the price is at 72. That's what I was trying to do. What I ended up doing is pushing short, so I will immediately get filled. I meant to push buy, but I pushed short, okay? So that actually turned out okay because it broke this trend line here, but you'll see me kind of freak out because I'm like, oh crap, because I thought I hit buy, and I noticed I got filled. So I'm thinking I'm long somehow, and I got filled somehow, and now the stock is dropping on me badly. So I'm thinking I'm going red by about $1,000, right? Because it goes basically from 75 to 74, $1,000, 1,000 shares. It wasn't until moments later that I realized I actually clicked the short button and it dropped on me, which was good because I got in at 74, 72 and I covered once I figured out what the heck was going on at 74. It would have been, the perfect play to the downside had I realized it and not been such an idiot. But anyway, this is the fat finger well, not technically a fat finger, just clicking the wrong button. That actually did end up working out for me. And yeah, uh, nice winner, but I didn't mean to.
Current 5-minute candle still
Can I
has
just
a little bit
buy
of
the
time
stock?
left on it. 2 minutes.
What's the stock at?
Coming
Nice
up
run.
at
Good job.
10:30,
Let's
natural
go.
gas storage.
Oh,
A draw of
shit.
22
Shit, 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 shit,
BCF
shit,
Only
is
made
shit.
about 11
expected.
cents per share on my trade, but
Wait, what?
I'll take it.
Did I go short? Oh my gosh. Oh, that was nerve wracking. All right, two fat finger plays today. One hurt me, one worked out for me. Oh my gosh. I was putting a limit order at 74 on BYND to see if I had enough
I'd
margin to
certainly keep an
buy
eye
it.
on it if it
The
does get
price was
back
at
up towards
75 or 74.90 at the
645.
time, so I wasn't going to get filled.
I'll leave my order at
So I
6.
was
I'll leave them at
only, I
650
was just
just
trying
so
to
it's
see
ready
if
to
the order
go.
would go through. And if I didn't have enough margin, E-Trade usually says, you don't have enough in your account, blah, blah, blah.
I would really want
What
to
I
see it
actually ended up pushing is the short button
break
at
back up
74,
here
meaning I
though
got
within the
filled
next like
immediately
within the
and the
next
stock
minute or so.
drops.
So if this
So
5-minute candle is
at
green
first I'm
and high
thinking
volume.
I'm long, okay, because I thought I was pushing the buy button and
So
I
we'll
see the
see if
stock
buyers
dropping and I'm
step
like,
up and
what the heck, what
let's
the
hope
heck, what the heck?
the high back on this bounce is 27.
And then I see
It's
green
27
numbers in
and then
my market
30s on the
value in
ask
my
after
P&L
that.
area. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized I was short. And that's how I ended the first morning. I did take a short here on CC that was basically break even. I think I lost maybe 10 bucks on it or whatever, but finished up $1,500 in the first hour. I gave some back, but nonetheless, a good day. All the information for my free trading room is down in the description down below. Feel free to check that out, as well as the other subscription services that I personally subscribe to. If you have any questions on them, I'd be happy to answer. And that will be all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.